So in today's episode of How Much Money Can One Guy Dump Into a 1966 Barracuda, just got the rear end kind of all put back together, so it's a rolling chassis again. Got the leaf spring connectors relocated underneath the frame. Got my Caltrax in, got my springs in, put the dummy axle in until I get a new housing. 8 3/4, but now I'm kind of thinking about a 9-inch, but that's a whole nother discussion. You can see how much room it added though in between my wheel wells. Now I can get a much chunkier tire in there. I will still have to do the mini tubs up there, take those inner fender wells back into the car so that once the wheels tuck up under there, they won't rub. But good for, start with getting these frame rails cut and getting these spring relocators installed. And yeah, getting the Caltrax in was super simple. What a nice setup for traction bars. I mean, they are just slick as hell. Easily adjustable, easily installed. Money well spent as far as I'm concerned. But today we are working on the front end. So whoever had my car before me decided he was going to put an oversized radiator in, and what he did was he cut the entire bottom of the core support out. From about here to about here, it was just a flat piece of metal right here, and for all intents and purposes, your core support is a structural member of the front of your car. It ties into your frame, horns, and stiffens up the front of your car. So without having it in there, you get a lot more flex on the front end, especially when you're talking about handling and turns. Things are going to kind of move on you up here if you don't have the core support all the way in. So you may be wondering, where the hell did I get that? I didn't make it. I'm not that good. In fact, I'm a really crappy welder. So I got this core support piece from USCT Motorsports. It's the same guys I got my spring relocating kit. And I just can't praise these guys enough for their products, because if you know anything about early A bodies, Mopars, it's really tough to get anything for a 64 to 66 Barracuda. Not a lot of people make stuff, and USCT Motorsports makes several parts for this car, all around the chassis, like torque box stiffeners, some stiffeners for up here inside the inner fender wells to your firewall. I'll be picking some of those up eventually, I hope. And also subframe connectors. So I'll be doing all that to this car at some point, as I work overtime and collect the money for it. But yeah, this is the project for today. I'm gonna finish fitting this up. My current core support is really wavy, so I got some pounding on metal to do, a little bit of grinding to get this thing to fit a little bit better before I go and start trying to make metal stick together. So I'll post another video after it's done, and you can see how crappy my welding is. Thanks.